It's Friday night. The service is over. I go over to see Alabachu. And before I can get to him, he points me out and says, I'm supposed to pray for you. So I go over to Alabachu, and he says, do you have any physical ailments? And I said, yes, I have had horrific acid reflux for the last 5 years. And I should probably tell you guys about this. So about 5 years ago, I started to have just horrible, horrible problems. It felt like an extreme pain in my heart, and it would ache in my jaw. And I went to go see a doctor about it, and I was really worried that I was having heart problems. I mean, I got an echocardiogram, I got all kinds of stuff. And it turns out that I have just extremely severe acid reflux. And I take prescription medication for it, and the one thing that sets it off worse than anything else is coffee. And the one thing that you have to do everywhere you go in Ethiopia is coffee. You have to drink coffee with these people. And it's not like you can say, no, thanks. I mean, they literally roast the beans on this little fire, and then they spend hours grinding it, and then they put it in this thing, and they pour it out in these little cups, and I mean, it's so strong you could just about stick a spoon up in it, and so I had just been miserable the whole week because of this acid reflux. When all of a sudden Alabachu says, okay, well, we're going to pray. We're going to pray over you. And so he starts praying over me, and he's praying in Amharic, and then he slips into tongues, which is really strange for somebody from the Bay Area. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of tongues here at the churches in the Bay Area. And then, continues to pray, and I can feel, as he's praying over me, I can feel this general warmth and tingling sensation over my body, which is something that I've experienced before in times of prayer. But nothing specific in the area of my stomach where the acid reflux was. And afterwards, he finishes up and he said, God doesn't always give me a vision for people, but while I was praying for you, I had a vision. And in the vision, you were holding a white piece of paper in your hands, and the piece of paper turned to ash. And God gave you a new piece of paper. And he said, the new piece of paper means that you're going to be doing something new with your life. And he said, in addition, God gave you a key. And the key is to unlock something that he wants to give you. And so I'm still on the journey of finding out what that means. But the reason why I'm up here today is that when he prayed over me, and ever since then, my acid reflux is gone. I've stopped taking medicine. I've stopped taking these purple pills here that I had to take. I've had cups of coffee, and I'm actually just miraculously healed. And I never dreamed. I really did think I was going to get to see somebody get healed, but I never dreamed that I would be the one to actually experience it directly. So now, you guys know, I mean, before this, I was on a quest to try to find people that have actually experienced a miracle or witnessed one. And it's so rare here in the States, because the way that the enemy works over there, as through these kind of direct possession, that kind of thing, because what do you have to distract someone? They don't have a whole lot. They don't have a whole lot to come in the way of their relationship with God. But here, the enemy works in a very different way. It's like a shroud over our eyes. We live over here, but we think we believe what we believe, but do we really believe it? I mean, when you pray, do you really expect God to do the miraculous? And now that you know that he actually does do that, and by the way, by a show of hands, raise your hand if you have known me for multiple years. So you guys can know that there are respected people in the audience to say this guy is not a whack job. Maybe just a little bit. But
and it used to be a very understated melody.
But I want you to know, you now know somebody who has directly and tangibly experienced a healing miracle for something that he has been in to see doctors about, that I was just miraculously healed on the spot. I mean, the amount of scarring that I have in this area from the years of acid reflux just doesn't magically go away. It has to be an act of God. And so I want to encourage you guys to start to believe. I feel like the reason why God had this trip happen, and the reason why he's brought me back to the Bay Area, is to share this and to let you know that the God that we follow and the God that we believe in is real. He is still at work. All of these miracles didn't stop at Pentecost.